or good afternoon, and welcome to All Fans TV. I'm your host, John. I hope you're all well on this lovely Sunday morning. For those who joined us last night, for those watch-alongs, much appreciation to you. Wasn't quite the knockouts we all expected, with Askren Paul, the only one of the night, being knocked out. But some of the UFC ones were still good fun. So big thank you to all the fans that joined us. Big up the guys that joined in the chat. Makes us feel really welcome on our launch weekend, so much appreciated. And that brings us on to today's watch along, which is Arsenal versus Fulham. Obviously Arsenal on a little bit of a high after what has to be considered quite a bad season, but they're on quite a high now into the Europa League semi-finals. So yes, I'm looking forward to quite a good game. You'll see I've put up the predicted lineups, and obviously if they're different as the game kicks off, I will change those throughout the afternoon, but it gives you a little bit of an idea of what the predicted lineups were. And obviously if you're new around here, All Fans TV, if it's your first time watching, we're a new interactive fan channel bringing you all the sports, all the watch-alongs every single day of the week. So if you like football, rugby, UFC, even WWE, we are the channel for you. Please give us a like and subscribe, share on your socials, and let us try and build a channel. Silent Panda said hello. So hello, Silent Panda. Are you a Fulham or Arsenal fan, or are you just a fan of sport in general like us and just can't help but watching the football? You have to excuse my cup of tea for those that joined us for the watch along. We didn't finish till half five in the morning, something crazy like that. If only these UFC fans knew what we all went through to watch their fights. And just quickly, if anyone watched the Triller Logan Paul versus Ben Askren, I just need to take a minute to explain how weird that was. So for those that didn't watch it, you think you paid $23.99 for a pay-per-view boxing. Yeah, the fights maybe aren't top level elite, but you're expecting to still see a boxing event. What actually happened is quite the opposite. So to cut a long story short, there was a slapping competition. So you know where they put the board in front of people and have two big guys with a dust on their hands and they take turns slapping themselves? That was on there. Very weird, not what I was expecting. There was scantily clad women dancing for at least an hour and a half. You had Justin Bieber and Snoop Dogg doing crazy stuff. It was quite possibly the weirdest watch along for a fight I've ever seen. It was quite entertaining. So Triller, if you're watching, maybe you know more than me, but I was expecting a little bit more fighting. But luckily for everyone, apart from Ben Askren and his family, Logan Paul delivered and at least gave it that knockout highlight that I'm sure Triller wanted. So yeah, it was a very exciting, and obviously Whittaker beat Gastelum. So all in all, good evening. If you missed during the day, we done the Newcastle versus West Ham, where Newcastle won 3-2 to take them hopefully out of the relegation, and West Ham missed a massive chance to really try and embed themselves in the European race. And then afterwards, we obviously watched the FA Cup semi-final, which came as a little bit of surprise how that one worked out. I'm sure no one really see Chelsea dominating, which is what they did, Man City from start to finish. They had a very bad day at the office, and I think if you're a Man City fan, or maybe Guardiola in the team, had all eyes purely on the Champions League. As we all know, he was brought in to win the Champions League, not just the league, so I've got a feeling that they didn't sacrifice that yesterday on purpose, but they certainly weren't at the races, and Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel, and not to be underestimated, as we know. So Silent Panda's Arsenal all day. I've got to be honest, I can't see anything but an Arsenal victory today. Looking at their lineup again, if it's not confirmed, when we get to kick off, I'll change it, so don't panic. But as you can see, they're looking quite attacking, really. Ceballos instead of Xhaka in midfield tells you everything you need to know about the tone of the game. And then the four in front of them are ballers, so you'd like to expect a real attack inside. But Fulham, although their league position doesn't actually say it, they always seem to be in quite a close game. I think they're a bit better side than their league position says. You can hear it in the background talking of sport. My son's just come back from his Sunday league game. You can tell we're a house who like their sport. So if there's noise in the background while they come back, I apologise. But we're a real channel with real people with real lives. and hopefully my boy had a good game. Talking of football and young lads, I do help run a football team. I missed it this morning because, as I say, we didn't finish till 5 and I had to prepare for this. But I run a kids' little football team and they've been checking us out on YouTube. So if you're watching, boys, hello, well done. Hope you won and had a good game. And I'll try and keep the language acceptable. So Silent Panda predictions, going for 3-1 to Arsenal. Probably a good shout. Let me know the goal scorers you got, Panda, and we'll see how close at the end of this game you get to it. Always interesting. If you're anything like me, it'll be nowhere near it. Every game I've said will be a low-scoring game, ends up a high-scoring game. Every game I say the opposite. So yeah, it should be fun. Again, if you're new around here, we're not only going to be doing watch-alongs, we're also going to be doing shows every day of the week. So starting from Tuesday, we've got Fantasy Football League, football predictions, and then as we go through the week, we've got fight predictions, spotlight on sport, lots and lots of other shows, not just covering football, but also fighting, and as I say, other sports, even including the madness that is WWE. And I'm not a massive WWE fan, I won't lie. So I was just seeing if the lineups were any different, so we'll get those changed in a second. You'll have to bear with us, it's our launch weekend. There's a few technical issues we do have with changing these things, so bear with us. As I said, on launch night we are real people, just like you that have been watching a lot of YouTube, love sports, but we just wanted to make it a bit more of an inclusive channel. So on that note, if you want to come on the show, it really is as simple as sending an email to allfanstv@gmail.com. So that's allfanstv@gmail.com. Get my teeth in, and one of the teams will get back to you. We'll book you on the show. You can come in for a watch along. You can come in and do half-time interviews. You can come in and have like a full expose on your team or your favourite player. You can even come and join us on some of the big events we've got coming up for Euros and stuff like that. So really is endless. So if you are like me over the last year, been watching YouTube and luckily to even get your comment read out, then this is the fan channel for you. Come on, get involved, be part of it. And again, you don't need to have lots of subscribers. You don't need to have lots of followers. You need to be a normal person who likes sport and will get your opinion heard. We're also going to be in the future doing things like coming to stadiums and stuff like that. So we're hoping to meet you guys in the flesh one day. Silent Panda also going for 2 for Lacazette. Obviously Lacazette is on fire at the moment, and big up him for sticking up for the Slavia Prague racist bullies last week as well. That was epic stuff. Standing in the semicircle, doing the one knee, really, really good stuff. Setting a good example of what the whole scheme's meant to be about. So that was brilliant, and he scored 2. So he's going for another 2 today. That'd be good. Class FM's in the house. Afternoon. Thanks for joining us till 5 in the morning. I really, really appreciate it. And as I say, it was good fun. So just giving you the Arsenal home record versus Fulham. So they played 29, won 24, lost 5. Drawn 5, lost 0. Goals 72 and then 24 against. So I think Silent Panda's prediction of a 3-1 probably is not a bad shout. And Silent Panda's even going in big time with the goal scorers for Fulham with Cavallero. So let's see. Over the years they're just showing some massive games. Obviously everyone remembers Dempsey and Zamora for Fulham, when they used to be a bit more of a powerhouse in the Premier League. For those who are young, in their early 20s, probably don't remember Fulham. I think they're just a new side coming up from the Championship, but they're certainly not. They were a cornerstone of the Premier League for a long, long time. So it's good to see them back, although obviously it's short-lived. While we're waiting for kick-off, still got a few minutes, let me just give you some stats about the game. You know we love a stat round on All Fans TV. So Arsenal have never lost a game at Fulham in 29 previous meetings. We've just done that, winning a whopping 24, drawing 5. That is a damning record. I know Arsenal used to be a massive beast, but as I say, I would have expected Fulham to at least done a couple of victories. And Fulham have lost each of their last 6 Premier League meetings with Arsenal, conceding 18. Wow, 18 goals. That is a lot, and only 3 in reply. So Arsenal clearly like playing Fulham, and Fulham clearly don't like playing Arsenal. And Arsenal have lost just one of their last 42 league home games against side in the relegation. That's a really good stat. 39 wins and only 2 draws against teams in the relegation. And Arsenal looking to back-to-back league games for the first time since January. So that's a damning. First back-to-back league game since January. Crazy that is. They're just showing the no room for racism, kick it out. Absolutely agree with that. There's no room for it, not just in any type of sport, but in life at all. So it's great to see the Premier League. And as I say, Lacazette doing that last week, really, really good stuff. Great for kids watching. And as well as having the lowest shot conversion rate in the Premier League this season at 6.4%, Fulham have the biggest difference between expected goals of 35 and goals scored of 24. Meaning they've scored 12 fewer goals than would normally be expected. These new stats for the 21st century crease me up. Surely all shots are expected to score. I guess that's what they base it on, but really. But yeah, they're clearly not converting what they should. And Fulham have lost each of their last 4 Premier League games, as many as they had in their previous 17 in the competition. So they're on a little bit of a downturn. And as I say, Arsenal are coming for it. Barney Jones is coming on Fulham, so big up yourself, Barney, my friend. I think you're secretly a Tottenham fan, so I'm not too sure you want Fulham to win, but you definitely want Arsenal to lose. That's the great thing about the big clubs, isn't it? As much as they have the biggest fan base, they also probably have the biggest amount of people who want them to lose. When Man United play, it's the same. I can't wait for them to lose. Unfortunately, I don't think they will today with Burnley, but I'm hoping that Roma is a touch too far. Both Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alexandre Lacazette have found the net in all 3 of their Premier League games against Fulham. So both strikers netting 4 goals in these meetings. So Aubameyang will be sad that he's missing out. Maybe people can tell me in the chat, is that a knock, is that an injury, or has one of his hair braids accidentally hit him in the eye? Because I'm not a massive fan of Aubameyang's new hair. But make it clear, I'm a big fan of Aubameyang. And I also think Arsenal fans listening, you've been on the edge of ridiculous the way you've treated him this year. He has single-handedly carried Arsenal for at least 2 seasons, and yeah, this season he's been absolute dog shit, let's be honest, he has. But really turning on him that quickly. And I'm not saying that about just Arsenal fans, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I've even heard murmurings of Liverpool fans turning on Klopp. Whatever is happening in this life, Arsenal wouldn't have been anything without Aubameyang for the last couple of years, wouldn't have even scraped into the poor positions they have, and Liverpool would be back down in 8th, playing people like Vladimir Smicer and Alberto Moreno if Klopp hadn't come in. So fans are a fickle bunch. Teams are now making their way out. Really weird to see once again another empty stadium. For all you fans out there, it's not the same without you guys in the stadium. Really isn't it? It looks weird. Even the players look a little bit subdued sometimes coming onto the pitch, where football's all about emotions, isn't it, and passion, and people cheering your name, and the opposite slagging you off gets the blood going, and I'm sure gives an extra 5-10%, especially for certain players. I think some players, and we all know those type of players, they're gritty, they want to win, they're probably like that in training. But I think for a lot of players, they need that extra motivation. So yeah, it should be very interesting. I think there's a lot of Tottenham fans like Barney Jones will be looking for Arsenal to lose. And obviously I think if Arsenal lose today, it's slim anyway that they're going to make it into Europe. But I think if they don't win convincingly. So let me just write these teams down, as I'll make sure I've not got them right. So Arsenal, and then I'll make the changes throughout the day. Obviously Arteta as manager, so Ryan's in goal. And then across the back, they've got Bellerin, Holding, Gabriel, and Xhaka. I assume they're playing Xhaka in midfield, although they've made him look like a defender there. Just paused it, so bear with me 1 second. Not the quickest writer. So yeah, Hector Bellerin back in. That's a surprise to me. Obviously, he gets lots of abuse into midfield. You got El Neni and Sabaya, so quite a lot of changes compared to the predicted one. Then Saka, Smith Rowe, and Martinelli. So I will make those changes with Lacazette up front. And then moving on to Fulham. So yeah, Arsenal just playing 5 in midfield by the looks of it, with Saka, Smith Rowe and Martinelli the furthest forward, with El Neni and Ceballos holding, and then Lacazette up front. And then Fulham, obviously managed by Scott Parker, the legend, and he is a legend. People that are we've got Silent Panda watching from New Zealand. Big up yourself. I think you might be our first New Zealand fan we've had come on, so really good for you to join us, and I'm glad that you feel part of the channel. Hope we can do you proud. It's only our launch weekend, so bear with us. So Fulham are Ola Ayana, Anderson, Tosin at the back, and then midfield they've got Lamina, very good player, and Anguissi, very good player. Then they got Decorah Reed, Carvalho and Lookman up front with Madja. Let me just rewind that, I didn't write that quick enough. Yeah, so it's Lamina, Anguissi, Decorah Reed. Oh, they got some names. Carvalho. When you're trying to write these quickly, it's not the easiest, guys, I won't lie. Lookman and then Madja up front. So I'll start making some changes on those, so don't panic about that. I will make those changes as we speak. And again, they're just doing a minute silence, which we will observe for the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, the Royal Highness. Why we do the minute silent, I will make the changes. That's it, that's the minute of silence over. Apologies anyone who joined us in the middle of that silent, but obviously His Royal Highness passed away, so it's only right that we offer the respect that is deserving of. So I've just realised as I'm changing the team that there's no El Neni, no Partey, which I'd love to get Arsenal fans' thoughts on this guy. Now obviously I'm a Liverpool fan, and you don't need to explain to me how good he is, because obviously he tore us apart in the Champions League when we went out. However, someone needs to tell me what their thoughts are on him in Arsenal and him in the Premier League, because what I've seen, it's greatest. Let me make sure I started the clock. So it's kicked off live from the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal versus Fulham. As I say, I'm just making these changes now, so bear with me. And then we should have an up-to-date team for you for both sides. I've just changed the Arsenal one. There you go, so it's now got the right side. Bellerin's back in, which, again, love to hear your thoughts, Arsenal fans. As I say, we're a brand new fan channel. I've been watching nothing but YouTube, glued to AFTV, and I know that there's a lot of heat on Bellerin. Do you think it's justified? Is he as bad as they say? Or actually, is it a little bit harsh and something that Arsenal fans should be a little bit more respectful of what he does? So please let us know in the chat. And as I say, absolutely buzzing that Silent Panda's watching from New Zealand. I would do an accent for you, but I'd only offend you. But big yourself up. We're obviously a little bit jealous in the UK of how New Zealand have handled the COVID situation. Very early chance here. They should have scored, to be fair, and I think they were onside. He chips it over the goalkeeper. And Arsenal should have been 1-0 up. Very, very unlucky. Sorry I missed that, guys. I was making the changes. As I say, I'm just going to make the changes for the Fulham side. Could take me all day because they've got a lot of players with some long names, so I'm hoping we've got a few of them right. Just bear with me while I make these. And again, just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who did join us yesterday for not only the 2 football watch-alongs, but also the boxing and UFC watch-along. All Fans TV won't grow without you guys, so we really, really appreciate it. This was only a dream 30 days ago, so to be on here live, we not only appreciate your kind words and you putting up with us while we learn the ropes, but really, really appreciate you spending your time to join us. And a massive big up to Silent Panda in New Zealand. We've actually got some sunny weather today in the UK, so for once we're it's not highly embarrassing. Who was the one we didn't have? Oh, it's Madja that's missing for Reed. That's the team actually, isn't it? Tell me in the chat, my mind's gone blank, guys. Who am I missing? Is it Madja up front? Garner, Anderson, Osen and Robinson, Demina and Guassi, Reed, Carvalho, Lookman and Madja. Who I've missed there? My mind's gone completely blank. I'll work that one out in a minute, guys. You can tell that I've had hardly any sleep. I've looked at the team and I'm looking at the team we've got in, and I've got an extra player, I think. I wish Fulham they had an extra player. Okay, so I'll leave that how it is. I think Madja's missing, guys, and I'll work out eventually who I'm meant to take off. Someone could tell me in the chats I've lost it, who I'm meant to take off. I swear I've missed Madja up front for these guys, but I will make the change that I've done. So Tosin is at centre back. So 4 minutes in, Arsenal knocking the ball about as you'd expect against Fulham. Really want to take some time to talk about Arsenal. Obviously they're a big club. I know they've got lots of followers on YouTube. What are your thoughts of Arteta? Has he done a good job? Is he safe after winning the FA Cup? Was the FA Cup enough last year in 8th position? I believe you're 9th now. Obviously if you win the Europa League, is an FA Cup 1 year in 8th and the Europa Cup the next year in 8th or 9th any good? Let me know. To me it seems like standards have really dropped at Arsenal, so let me know if you agree. Saka on the ball, which is one standard that definitely hasn't dropped, and Smith Rowe, two really good youngsters for Arsenal. Gabriel, lovely bit of play at the back to keep the ball going. Arsenal keeping the ball well here. Keeping it very well. Interesting, they're playing El Neni in the centre of midfield. Again, another Arsenal player I know that the fans give a lot of heat to. And talking of heat, there you've got Bella in. Lovely 1-2 by Lacazette, started on fire. Smith Rowe with a cross, blocked. Sends it back out to Ceballos or Bellerin. Holding. Arsenal knocking the ball out in the sunshine, as you can imagine. They should be confidence should be massively higher after last week, coming through on the Europa League. You could see Arteta's Smith Rowe's free, bit fortunate to be free, but he's there, cuts it back. Great save, should have been 1-0 Arsenal. Great save by Areola, very good goalkeeper. Young's always seems up for it, always seems to make some good saves. Yeah, and Silent Panda saying, I guess we did it just right in New Zealand, and yeah, you did. You're an island and you shut off the borders. Anyone in the UK, any Boris fans, it wasn't rocket science. We're covered around water, all sides. Stop people coming in, kill the infection, open back up borders. What we were doing was trying to isolate and say we're doing stuff, and at that time people were coming in from all over the world and continuing to spread the disease. Luckily that's not the way it is now. We were a little bit late to the party with some of the common sense stuff that we could have done. So where New Zealand just shut it off, dealt with it, say that was the benefit that they said of having covered in water, and as I say, we had the same benefit, but in my opinion only, we continued to try and make money and thought we could kill it at the same time, instead of just cutting off the economy in one go, cutting off tourism and just dealing with it. And it would have been a lesser pain, and we'd have been out of it quicker, in my opinion. But as I say, backed up by some of the countries like New Zealand that did exactly that. They're just showing the Smith Rowe chance again, where he cut it back. I believe it was for Martinelli. Lovely cut back by Smith Rowe. And yeah, it was Martinelli. Good one-handed save by Oriola. Any Fulham fans, let us know what sort of players, obviously if you go down, are you looking to keep? And what sort of players do you think just a bit too good for the Championship and could maybe come over to another team and do the business in the Premier League and stay there? Really, really interested to know your views. Ben Dublin saying can't see Fulham getting much out of this today. Arsenal fully up for this one. Yeah, I totally agree. It would be a big, big surprise. But equally, if Arsenal don't score within the first half, that big wave of adrenaline that they're on from the Europa League will soon crash down, and Fulham will then start to believe as the game goes on. So for a neutral, the longer this stays 0-0, the more chance that second half could it be a barn burner. But I think Dan Dublin might be correct, and in actual fact it could be a very, very hard days for Fulham, because Arsenal look up for it. The sun's out, they're popping it around nicely. They've already had two chances, one where they chipped it over the goalkeeper for Martinelli, should have scored. Second one, quite a good shot and good save by Oriola. So again, I'm going to be on the Bellerin watch today, the El Neni watch. I'm going to try and put some different opinions on what I've been hearing from AFTV for the last year, that he can't play football, because I'm already seeing Bellerin nice and high. They always say he doesn't get higher. He's high. Yeah, he hasn't whipped in the crosses yet, which is another thing aimed at him. But he's played a good couple of threaded balls up on the wing. He's attacking. They say he's got no pace. He still looks quite quick. So I'm not calling anyone out at AFTV because I've only watched it for 5 minutes. But I know a lot of your own fans say that you're very harsh on him and he gets picked on. And from what I've seen, that certainly is the case. He might not be the Bellerin of old, granted, but I think some of the abuse he gets is well over the top. I think El Neni, when you want a big Arteta up, then he's a great player and Arteta's done this and that. And then when you want to pretend that you bigged Arteta up for bringing him back in from obviously where he was on loan at Turkey, then he's back to being El Neni, and then he's sideways past El Neni. So they're just showing the action areas. 35% has been in, as we say that, Arsenal passing out from the back, lose it, Fulham into the area, Lookman Reed, very unlucky, still bouncing around in the area. Now Arsenal can break away. That's something that I've been talking about on all the watch-alongs this weekend, this need to pass out from the back. Ceballos on the break, can he see Lacazette? Terrible pass, he just tried chipping it over, that was awful. He completely run out of ideas. Bellerin mops up, loses it. Two Arsenal players, Bellerin and Holding, jumping into each other. Holding blaming it, Bellerin, and that clearly wasn't Bellerin's fault, and I guarantee if we're watching AFTV now, that'll be Bellerin's fault. Holding's come out of position to the right hand side and attacked the right back's position. Holding, sit down, that was nothing to do with Bellerin. Smith Rowe starting well, passing the ball round, Martinelli looking in spaces, Arsenal clearly on top. But yeah, as I say, I'm going to be looking at some of these things I've heard on YouTube for the last year. I'm going to be glued to that today. Is Bellerin as bad as they say? Let's find out. Grant Wyatt's in the house. Big up Grant Wyatt. Another guy who joined us last night for the watch-alongs for during the day, so big yourself up. Obviously, he's clearly a Tottenham fan, because another one who's a massive Fulham fan today. So the Gunners are getting some hate. Martinelli on the left-hand side crosses in. Oh, that was a bit unlucky. Do you know, one of them where the defender clears it at the front post, and if he connects well with it, it goes off for a corner. If it skims it, it goes in. So Anderson done well there. Now, I'm not a massive, I haven't watched a lot of Fulham this year. I know about Anguassi and Lamina, and I know a few others, and obviously Lookman, but anyone can give me some insight into the Fulham fans, into the Fulham players, be much appreciated. Arsenal corner coming in from the left-hand side. They've gone short. Why people do that in corners? They've scored now. Cross comes in, cleared by Fulham, cleared again. Edge of the area, Bellerin out to, I think that's Gabriel, who stayed up there. Good feet for a centre-back. And they've just gone from a corner all the way back, so that's a bit disappointing. Get a corner, people. If you're watching this, get a corner. People score goals from it and get it in. Bellerin losing the ball. Let's see what his recovery pace is like. Let's see what they say. To be fair, he got back quickly, and although he lost the ball, it was a scrappy moment, so can't say too much about that. Fulham now having the ball under control. 13 minutes in. If you're new around here, give us a like and subscribe. If you could really help us out and try and share it on your socials and encourage people to get behind four guys giving it a go. We're not paid journalists, we're not actors, we are just sport fans like everyone watching this channel today. We love sport. We all have our clubs, obviously. I am Liverpool and Rams, who will join us a couple of days a week. Quite surprised he didn't join us today, being it's Arsenal. I thought he might have got involved. He's obviously an Arsenal fan. But as I say, we love all sports, so we will be here for as many games as we can. We'll also be here for as many sports as we can. And obviously we kicked that off last night with UFC and boxing. And for those who's joining us, Triller was an experience last night. For those who paid for it like me, you paid £24 for a music concert with a couple of bits of boxing, which, to be honest, wasn't a bad music concert. By the looks of it, I didn't have any sound on, because obviously I was on here, but they looked like they had some good acts, but very disappointing on the boxing front. And obviously Ben Askren, well, I think he embarrassed himself a little bit. There's only one way to put that. Knocked out first round by Jake Paul. A little bit embarrassing. So big up yourself, you guys in the chat. Much appreciative. Got Parker looking like an English gentleman on the sideline. Classy guy. Very good midfielder. Fulham holding it up, and then he winning the ball back, but he was fouling Lookman. Lookman is very good at that, drawing these fouls. Very underrated player. The Premier League has got lots and lots of these type of players. Look for any news on Twitter, guys, that I can bring to you. Cross coming in from Fulham. Good hands by Ryan. What's your thoughts on Ryan? Is he a good understudy? Obviously Arsenal have had a bit of a nightmare with goalkeepers, in my opinion. They let the best one go. Martinelli kept Leno just because they paid so much money for him, but he's a bit slow coming out. He's made some mistakes this year. And Ryan, as we speak, is pinging the ball very nicely around the back there, very nicely. Out to Bellerin to the right. As much as I say you shouldn't play out from the back, when it looks like that, and you're drawing people in, you're drawing people out of areas, you're creating angles, you're going through the lines like they're still doing now. This is probably 15 passes. Bellerin on the right. Saka back into Lacazette. This would be a lovely goal. Very unlucky. They got all the way into the edge of the box. That was like Arsenal of old. Pass, move, pass, move, pass, move. Very, very good to see. Very, very good to see indeed. To give you an idea of what's on during the week, guys, tomorrow we will be on with Liverpool versus Leeds. Really, really big game. Obviously Liverpool trying to fight for Europe, and Leeds, everyone loves watching Leeds. The way Bielsa's running that club is exciting. I hope Liverpool have got a nice comfy stool for him to sit on. Yeah, good. I quite enjoy watching his teams, I've got to be honest. Much as I hope Liverpool obviously beat them. I'm determined to work out what player I'm missing, so I'm just doing this now. Apologies. This surely should be not too much for my little brain. So 17 minutes in, 0-0, but obviously it's quite. Arsenal have clearly been the better side. Clearly been the better side. Reads, that's what I did. 2 reads. What a silly boy. Get rid of 1 read and let's put in Major. And we've actually got the right lineup, guys, eventually. So Fulham fans are watching. I'm not too sure how many there is of you around, but you're at least now watching the right lineup with Major up front. Arsenal on the attack. Lacazette taken out. That was clearly a foul. The refs weighed play on. Interesting to see that one. That was a clear as a foul as you see, I think. But he's played on. Fulham retained the ball. As I said earlier on, and as I keep saying, yes, Arsenal are playing better. But this is now 20 minutes in. Fulham will start to grow as the game goes on in confidence, and Arsenal will start to be the opposite. JJ's in the chat saying, "Come on, you Gooners." So yeah, I think that today's lockdown victory, especially if Arsenal want to make a push for Europe. And as I say, I'm really interested in today's game. Watched a lot of AFTV on YouTube. All I hear is certain opinions on certain players, i.e. Bellerin can't defend, so let's find out. It's down his side at the moment. Cross comes in. El Neni, another one I want to watch. Lovely turn in his box, good football. Finds Bellerin, clears it up front. Fulham win it back. Fulham back on the attack, lovely ball inside to Reed. He's going to get a shot away, blocked. Another shot. Oh, for all their dominance, that was near enough 1-0 Fulham. Very, very unlucky. Looks like it's been deflected wide for a corner. They actually had 2 bites of the cherry. First one from Reed, whereas he cuts in, gets his shot away. It's blocked by Gabriel. Next shot is blocked by Holding, and it just goes wide. Would have been quite unlucky from Holding because it's quite a good block. If Arsenal win, do you think they will move up to 8th? Wow, that's just jokes in itself, and it move up to 8th. Tobias losing it on the edge of the box. Bellerin clears. Arsenal having their first scrappy moment of the game. And Anguissi, for those who don't watch Fulham, Anguissi and Lamina are real players. They certainly could carry on playing in the Premier League, same as maybe Lookman and a few others. It's now on the left-hand side for Fulham. They're cutting in. They're in the box once more. Holding clears. Brutal defending. Oh, now they're on the attack. Let's see if is it Martinelli. See if he can beat him for pace. He now needs to hold it up and bring someone in, which he does. Tobias came and helped him. Into Smith Rowe. One touch. Get his shot away. Just over the box. Just over the bar. Not bad from Arsenal, and it was good to see that. You know what I mean? After Fulham's chance to go up the other end to get a chance, you don't want to start getting Fulham growing in confidence. And good to see Smith Rowe having a shot. Yeah, Fulham have never beaten Arsenal. It's random. Yeah, did you like that Opta stat? Did you? Madness. Can't remember what it is. 23 attempts, 2 draws or something. 23 wins, 2 draws. Madness. Yeah, we do like an Opta stat here on All Fans TV. Where did I finish this? I've got a couple more for you while you're talking stats, but let me just finish this attack. And then he's on the attack, finds Martinelli, good cross, corner. So Lacazette is Arsenal's highest scorer this season with 13 goals, with the Frenchman only letting more in the Premier League 17-18 season of 14. Meanwhile, only Harry Kane of 7 has scored more Premier League London derby goals this season than Lacazette. So yeah, Lacazette scored 13 goals. The most he scored in the 17-18 was 14, and he scored 5 in London derbies compared to Kane's 7. Now obviously you'd expect Kane to be up there, that's what he does. Cross coming in, good cross, but straight to Oriola, a little bit too much higher. And as I said earlier on, good goalkeeper Oriola, very underrated. So yeah, not a bad start to the game. And as I say, very, very big game for Arsenal. If they're going to do anything this season in the league, they need to probably win 5 of the next 7, whatever it is. But also, they've got Villarreal and good evening Emery coming up in Europa. As I say, they haven't won 2 back-to-back games since December. So if they can start to build momentum now, then you never know, they could be in 2 back-to-back Europa League finals, which is no mean feat. And you never know, they might walk away with this one. Good cross coming in, bit too heavy. Smith Rowe collects the other side. Good ball back to Bellerin. Holding to Gabriel. So they've gone all the way back, but they've kept the ball. I just like to see Arsenal step their players a little bit further forward. Tobias, you don't really want him collecting the ball too far back because he does things like that. He's a momentum player, isn't he? He's a good technical player, but he needs to be moving forward with the ball and seeing runners off him. Granit Xhaka, most tackles and possession won for Arsenal this season. Not a major surprise, as they don't have many people who can tackle, especially if El Nenny's not playing, so that's not a massive surprise. Xhaka's the man in that midfield in terms of sort of grit and determination, so that's not a massive surprise. Be interesting to see that stat next year when Thomas Partey has had a full season. Can he become the enforcer that Arsenal fans hope he can be? And let me know in your thoughts in the chat. What's your thought been on Partey, because he's not exactly set the world on fire. He's been injured. I think he's been injured 3 different times now. When he's played, has he got an assist or a goal yet? Someone let me know. I think he's got 1 goal, I think. But someone let me know in the comments. How's he doing? What's your thoughts on him? Obviously, it was a lot of money. You paid the release clause that no one else was willing to pay. So, have you brought a star? Have you brought a dud? What's your thoughts? My thoughts is he's not a bad midfielder, but I'm not sure he's what you guys thought he was. I think you got Arsenal fans watched him against Liverpool for Atletico Madrid and made their mind up in that one game. But let me know in the comments if you watched much of him. Did you watch much of him for Atletico Madrid? Long ball, well cleared up by Holding. Holding and Gabriel started okay. Again, another 2 players that get a lot of high opinion on AFTV, so I want to try and bring you a different opinion today, i.e. not that El Nenny's rubbish every time he plays without watching him play, and the same with Bellerin. So far from what I'm seeing from both of them, you can't tell them apart from any. The one that is having a bad game, I believe, is Tobias. He's got very lucky there losing the ball. I thought that was a good challenge. Just taking too many touches. They're just showing Saka's cross, which come off the hand. So I think they're looking back on that, saying should it have been a potential handball? Don't know. Does anyone know what a handball is anymore? Let us know what your thoughts on VAR are as well, guys. Always an interesting topic and debate. I think this it's good for football in the end, but we've just got to go through those teething problems, which are very, very annoying. Bellerin lose the ball that time, so I can see what I bet AFTV are losing their plot of that. And Guassi striding through the midfield again. Lovely tackle that was though, by Tobias come from behind him. Saka losing the ball. Arsenal are losing the ball a lot. Fulham aren't, as I say, offering too much, but they are definitely losing the ball. Will obviously be interesting to get Ram's thoughts on how he feels today's gone. Lacazette fouling Anguissi again. When you look at someone like Anguissi, and then we're talking about Partey, I'm not too sure I see that much difference. Apart from Anguissi, he's playing every week and playing quite well for Fulham. But he's big, he's dominant, he's good on the ball. Just won another good free kick for Fulham in a dangerous area. So again, they near enough scored Fulham in their first attack. This is probably their only legitimately second attack, I guess. So can they cause a bit of a nuisance to Arsenal? The cross goes in, a little bit too deep. Header comes back in the box. This should be Ryan's all day. And again, I'm looking at Ryan, another person that seems to get a bit of abuse because obviously no one really knew who he was, is the truth. Seems okay to me, started quite well, good ball by Nani. Smith Rowe loses it. Arsenal need to start stringing some more passes together. It's 2-3 passes, lose the ball, Fulham back on the attack. Anguissi again. Anderson knocking the ball about, simple pass intercepted by Saka. Arsenal on the counter, Smith Rowe and Saka. Good play, kept the ball well, open it up into the middle. Tobias, one more to Martinelli. Open your body, get your shot away, your striker. Open your shot, get your body away. Too late. He's lost the ball, but he's won it back. Gives it to Tobias, just get the ball in there. They're in the area, on the edge of the area. Tobias is to Saka. Is anyone going to get the cross in here? They're containing the attack though, so going from left to right. They've just put Holding under big pressure. He got away with that. Bellerin. Arsenal sustaining the attack again. Saka bursting past, but too much. It was interesting because me and Rams were talking about good players as earlier on, and Saka's definitely not, or yesterday should I say, Saka's definitely not Foden. That is 100%. Maybe a good argument with Greenwood, but Foden's on a whole new level. They're just showing Madge's chance, which was deflected off of Holding and literally not even inches wide, very, very close. Parker looking like the English gentleman. Even he knew that was a big, big chance for Marja. Saka's dive in, Class FM. That was a dive, you're right. It was a bad touch as well that led to the dive. That's the thing, isn't it? Where's these yellows for diving that we started seeing a couple of years ago? We just don't see that anymore. Fulham back on the attack. Let's Reed. Going to get the cross in now for sure. Good block. Good block by Martinelli going back there. Yeah, Saka was definitely diving there. Not good to see from an English young player. And a good player with a big future as well. So we don't want to see him doing that. We want him in the Euros, hopefully. And if he does make it to the Euros, hope he has a better touch and doesn't dive. Long ball by Fulham, seen out by Holding. What's Arsenal's thoughts on Holding? I believe he's got a new 3-year contract, which I don't know. Well, I say I don't watch enough of Arsenal. I actually do, and that's the reality of it. Because of, but I say I tend to watch it through AFTV. So hence why I want to watch certain players today, because I've had an opinion shoved down my neck for the last X amount of time, and that's good play by Bellerin and Saka. Very good play by Bellerin there. So, as I say, it goes against what I've been hearing about the guy. Martinelli on the left-hand side. Good to see him back in the side. In my opinion, Arteta should be playing this guy a little bit more. Energy. Crosses to the other side to Smith Rowe, brings it down on his chest. He's got lovely technical ability, that guy. Bellerin overlaps. Cuts inside to Saka. Good play by Arsenal. El Neni holding back to main. Wow. And then El Neni. Yeah, that wasn't great, was it? After all that passing, he goes and just hoofs it. Is that Southgate in the building? It is. So Gareth Southgate in the building, England manager, looking over some of the players. So how many English players we got playing today? Yeah, so we obviously can have a look at Holding and Chambers and Saka and Smith Rowe, but also a couple of the Fulham players as well. But a very big day for Smith Rowe and Saka, knowing that the England manager's in the building. And let's hope that he didn't notice that Saka just dived, because something you want to be advertising. Lacazette's still playing well. He's gone off the boil a little bit, but still starting well. You can tell he's in a rich vein of form. El Neni's that's a booking. He's just literally grabbed Lookman and took him for a dance. Referees told him to calm down and had a laugh with him, but that's a booking, that is. You don't want to see that against the centre midfield. That should be a booking, because that can turn the game. So yeah, what's everyone's predictions for this game? Everyone was going 3-1 earlier on. It's still obviously can have that, but 0-0 now, 33 minutes gone. I think everyone in the first 5-10 minutes was looking that could potentially be a bit of a whooping, but it's definitely not looking like that now. And then he kicks the ball out again. This is the reason you're ninth, and what I'm seeing, the ball retention, which is amazing to see from an Arsenal football team, is terrible. And I thought that that's what Arteta was building. I keep on hearing we can see stuff from Arteta. I'm not too sure what people are seeing. Again, let me know in the comments if you watch a bit of Arsenal, do you really think they're showing patterns of play and anything that would tell you that Arteta is building something? To me, it looks like they're going backwards. But it looks like I'm watching Arsenal from 2 years ago. People like El Neni and stuff are still here playing. Very, very interesting how that's going to end up. Charlie's roofing service, big up yourself. Nice to see you in the chat. Saka definitely slipped, no dive. Maybe, I'd have to watch it again. He definitely took a bad touch, so it's possible. But it did look like he took a bad touch and then tried fooling the ref as if that he might have had a touch. I'd have to rewatch that again. Martinelli, crazy how young that guy looks. Oriola playing out from the back. Just get rid of the ball for them. 2 out of 10 for the dive from Class FM. Put them on the attack now. I'd be a little bit disappointed if I was Arsenal. You're ninth in the league. You've just come off a good result. You're playing Fulham, who are on their worst run of the. And Grassy running through again. Stroot to Reeb. Cross coming in. Yeah, Fulham are on their worst run of the season. I think they said in the Opta stats they've lost the last 3 or 4 games. So very disappointing start to Arsenal. Smith Rowe on the counter attack. Lovely technical ability that guy's got. Bias, another technically gifted player. El Neni, the opposite. Yeah, Martinelli is like 19. It's crazy, isn't it? What a talent. And that's what I mean. I remember last year there was all this big sort of excitement for him, and then this year just doesn't. I know he was injured to begin with, but when he's come back, Arteta just doesn't seem to have played him. Even in games where they've been losing, they've been trying to come back. He's brought on Willian in place of him, which is, I'm glad to not see Willian today. The guy's too old. He's not going to offer too much. It just shows you all the passing around. Arsenal just lumped the ball up front. Now they've won a throw on. Football's not rocket science sometimes. Get in the area, make something happen. Smith Rowe's now in areas that he wants to be, but he's just lost the ball. Can Arsenal pin them back? Yeah, Martinelli, great player for 19. Very, very good player. Unlucky with a 1-2 of Arsenal there. Obviously, it's weird to see the Emirates, massive stadium like that, empty, similar to when we did the FA Cup watch-along yesterday. Watching in the Wembley look empty is absolute madness. Partey's looks like he's warming up. Someone tell me why he's not playing. Is he injured? Are they reserving him for the Europa League? What's the score? All I know is he's a very expensive midfielder, and every time I watch Arsenal, he's not playing. So it's a bit of a disappointment, really. Especially as I know that Arsenal fans, you even had a song, didn't you? Partey, Partey, Partey. So it's a bit mad that this is not developing to something that they would want. And his net worth is £3.6 million. Wow. Imagine being 19 and being worth 3 million. Wow, that's something to get your head round for a few seconds, isn't it? So we're 37 minutes in, guys. Arsenal have a free kick in Fulham's half. Are they going to put it in and cause a bit of damage before half time? Or are they going to look at try and tick and tack around the box and then put it in from wide? I'd like to see. They've got some big boys in that team. Saka's not small, Holding's not small, Gabriel's not small. Get that ball. Instead, they just, I don't know what that was, to be honest. Put them on the attack. Mopped up by, I think that's Bellerin. Through to Smith Rowe. Yeah, it's a little bit too slow from Arsenal. Very silent panda for me, 6.9 million, insane. That is insane. Wonder how much he's worth now as well, if Arsenal were to want to sell him. Not as much as he probably should have been because you haven't played him as much, but he's definitely talent. But as I say, you need to get Lacazette on the ball. First few minutes, Lacazette. He flicks it over, as I say it. Lacazette to Saka to Bellerin. Great ball. What a goal. What a goal. And that is all about Bellerin, ladies and gentlemen. Ceballos with the header at the back post. Anyone who plays FIFA, that's a chip through ball to the back post. Bit of panache. 1-0 Arsenal. It was beginning to start looking like it was going to be a bit of a hard game for Arsenal. So good game. Good that they've scored. And a good goal by Ceballos. But make no mistake, I've been saying Bellerin's been getting slagged off. Doesn't get high enough in the pitch. Is in the box like good right back should be. But then he's had the composure just to chip that to the back post. When Saka finds him, that's a lovely ball. That really is a really good pass. Very good goal. Little ball by Saka. Lovely, just weighted ball at the back post. And you couldn't really miss from there. Good header. So yeah, Charlie Roofing 1-0. Silent Panda, let's go! But they're checking it for a potential offside. They've got the lines out and that foot is in front. This goal's going to be chalked off, ladies and gentlemen. That foot, that toenail or toe corn, that's ridiculous if they call that off, but that is in front of the line. I've got to be honest, as a Liverpool fan, we've had that 3 or 4 times this year and that will always be called offside. So my guess is that's going to be offside. Which if it does get called off, really disappointing for Bellerin because as I say, it's offside. 0-0. I put my neck on the line saying that was offside, but that was 0-0. Unlucky. Class FM with the who knows emoji. Grant White's laughing, buzzing over that. I'm sure there's a few Spurs fans loving over that. I'm sure Barnaby Jones as well in the comment is happy about that. Would have been good to have had Rams on to watch him celebrate, only to have that chalked off. Be interesting to see what that does to Fulham and Arsenal. Charlie, roofing service, clearly an Arsenal fan, absolute joke. And I do get that, Charlie. It is VAR. As much as I said that's over the line, I'm being pedantic because it's happened to Liverpool so many times. In reality, that's a goal, isn't it? How can you tell your toenails in front of it? And also, these lines, are they even level sometimes? But this is the beautiful thing with VAR is, it's not good. Yeah, Silent Panda saying, dang it. It must be very annoying for an Arsenal fan. I remember when that happens for Liverpool, and to be honest, when it's happened to Liverpool this year, we've gone on to either draw or lose. So they've been vital goals that have been chalked off. Lacazette playing keepy uppies, trying to thread it through, loses it. Anderson playing with the ball at the back. Fulham are playing dangerous football here, just get rid of the ball, especially after you've just conceded a goal. Why prat around? Holding bursting forward from defence, like to see that. He's on the right wing now. Holding, go on, get there. See, where's the football we all grew up with, where you hit the byline and you whip it in and you hope that someone's in, and if they're not in there, the manager gets up and tells the people to get in the box. You know, Holding was epic then, all the way in their box, and he tried, it's all pass back, pass. Get in there, lad. So Arsenal's third corner to Fulham's 1, 3 minutes till half time. Danny Ceballos to whip the ball in, cleared, terrible corner at the front post. Bellerin keeps it going, so does El Neni. Back to Ceballos, who's just backheeled it. Lovely nutmeg to Bellerin there. Bellerin's lost it. Now Gessie clears up. Fulham clear their lines. So yeah, what's everyone's Silent Panda toenail? It was definitely a toenail, that's right. But it is stupid. Grant White completely disagrees. Massively offside. Can see it a mile off. So some bants coming in the comments. Clearly some Arsenal and Spurs fans in there. But from a neutral, made it a little bit more exciting because, as I say, Fulham have actually been playing okay. They are playing second fiddle to Arsenal, but they're actually playing okay. So the longer this goes on, the more this is going to be squeaky bum time. And obviously later on today, we've got more Premier League games. Man United versus Fulham. And then tomorrow we'll be back on live with Liverpool versus Leeds. And then the one I'm really looking forward to, Fantasy Football League on Tuesday. We're going to be starting our own league. Now, obviously, we joined late on in the season, so it'll be a bit of bant. But then for next season, we're going to have a season running from the beginning to the end. We're going to be doing some prizes, so there's some good stuff for you to win. And obviously, you can come up against the allfanstv team that we will choose. And Rams joining me on those shows, so it will be a joint team between myself and Rams, and hopefully we can have a bit of a giggle. So anyone who plays fantasy football or wants to get involved, Tuesday night we will be doing that live for you guys, choosing our team, and then we'll put our pin number in the description in the link in the video, and obviously hopefully you guys can join and we can have some bants. And don't forget, you can come on any show you like. So if you want to come on the show, simply email allfanstv@gmail.com and we will obviously get you on the show. So he has big toenails though. Lovely day in North London by the looks of it, sun's out. For those who play sport, you know, it's always a bit nicer playing when the sun's out, always get the adrenaline going a bit more. Long ball from Fulham, El Gessie wins. El Neni clears up through to Saka, who tries the nutmeg, loses it. Got a bit lucky there, Arsenal on the counter. Lovely feet by Lacazette there. Plays Bellerin, who's now on the up front position, apparently to a guy who doesn't get forward. Keeps the ball. Back to Lacazette, have a shot. Lovely ball, 1-1. Oh, wow. Wow, Arsenal got very lucky there. It's offside. I said 1-1. I meant to say chip him. Couldn't get my words out. But Smith Rowe ended up 1-1 with the goalkeeper and passed it. Nonsense that was. He should have just chipped it. But it all started from Bellerin getting up front. Came to Lacazette. Lovely through ball, but well offside to Smith Rowe. There's no need for VAR on that one. And to be honest, it was a terrible finish. Great finish by Martinelli whacking it off the defender, but terrible finish from Smith Rowe. Yeah, so Charlie's roofing service, you're absolutely right. Let's face it, for Arsenal fans, this game realistic means nothing. How sad is that a club like Arsenal with 8 games to go are in a situation where league games mean nothing at all? Absolute madness. That's half time done, guys. 0-0. Not a bad first half. If you're an Arsenal fan, you're feeling a bit hard done by, like Charlie and a few of the others in Silent Panda, saying it's a bit of a joke, that offside decision. But by the letter of the law, his toenail or toe jam was a little bit over the line, so it is what it is. And as I say, it's happened to Liverpool so many times this season. It's so frustrating, because what do you want to see as a football fan? You want to see goals, and it is denying us of goals and action. But it's also damning on Arsenal that with 8 games to go, this is a washout game. Well, it's not. It's only a washout game if you don't believe Arsenal can win their next 6-7 games. Because if Arsenal win their next 6-7 games, could sneak back into Europe. But again, I don't think any Arsenal fans got that much faith at the moment. So half time, 0-0. Grant White's Arsenal and Spurs for the second season trying to finish below each other. That is actually quite funny. Yeah, they're both having a go. But the difference is with Tottenham, you're in a final, which Arsenal can get to a final if they can get past Villarreal. But Tottenham are already in a final with Mourinho, but you've pulled the short straw with Man City, I'm afraid. Could be worse. You could be a Liverpool fan. Yeah, that's right, Charlie. Where you can see the pain in my face of, wait there, let me just get up my Premier League medal. Wait there, my Europa Champions League medal, my World Super Cup medal. Yeah, it's we're not having the best of seasons, but to be honest, if we could have this season for the next 6 seasons, and we still won the league and the Champions League when everyone said we wouldn't. We've done it, breaking all records, top highest point scorers in the Premier League's history. So for Arsenal fans, do you remember when you used to be the best? Well, you only used to get 80 odd points. Liverpool got 99 and were battling the best Man City team, the best Premier League team the Premier League's ever seen. And again, I say that with facts. So yes, you had a very good Man United and Arsenal teams, but you never got over 90 points. Ask yourself this as well: were the teams back in the 90s when you were doing it easier than now? They certainly were. Look at Fulham now, bottom of the league. They've still got some really good players. You go back in the 90s, the bottom of the league were average players, and you still were getting pegged back. You still were losing points. So yeah, I take your point, Charlie, and I take it on the chin. Liverpool not having the best season, but we're still having a better season than 95% of the league. And as I say, we are sitting there with shiny trophies that you guys could only dream of having. Ask yourself this: when are Arsenal going to win their self a Champions League next, or a Premier League? Could be a very, very long time. Silent Panda, ha ha. JJ, we were in the Europa, don't worry. I doubt that very much, to be honest with you, playing like this. Villarreal, as I say, you could do. But again, you've got to go through 2 teams yet, and I said this yesterday, you play Man United or Roma in the final, my money's on both of them over Arsenal, I'm afraid. So you've got to get past El Emery, and you've also got to get past 2 really good sides in Man United, so it's not going to be that easy, I'm afraid. Spurs couldn't even finish their dinner from JT. And JJ, why does it matter that Spurs are in a final? When did they last win one? Yeah, it's funny, the Arsenal Spurs banter, because it used to be quite fun to watch because Arsenal were better than Spurs, but now Spurs are better than Arsenal. And Arsenal are talking about Spurs winning no trophies, and they're not winning any trophies and haven't for... So JJ, let me know in the chat, when was Arsenal's last trophy win and what was it? Because I think you're going to talk about Carling Cups and FA Cup finals, and obviously you won the FA Cup with Arteta last year. Is it that much of a big deal when you finished 8th? What would you have rather got in the top 4 of the FA Cup? If you say the FA Cup, then I don't believe you. because you're playing Thursday night football, which you don't want to do. You want to play in the Champions League. You also couldn't buy certain players. You didn't have the money, but the Champions League would have won. So you got to ask yourself, which one would you rather have? The Champions League, which is obviously getting in the top four, or a FA Cup that, again, let's not forget, you knocked out Chelsea and City. City were trying to catch us. I'm not too sure that anyone was even worried about the FA Cup. Silent Panda, I really want to go to London when COVID's over. Silent Panda, we'd love to have you in London, but COVID might not be over for a long time in the UK. As we said earlier on, you guys in New Zealand done it properly. The UK done it anything but properly. It'd be good to come over if you've never been to London. It's a good city. Yeah, but we still didn't lose. One day someone else will do that. Before Spurs, that is for sure. Are Arsenal fans Arteta in or out? Well, a lot of them are still in, which I can't believe it, to be honest with you. You wanted El Neni gone when you were still playing quite well. You had, do you know what I mean, your strikers, Arteta, Lacazette and Aubameyang were scoring goals, near enough 20 apiece. And then you've got Arteta. You hardly score any goals. You're ninth in the league, and yet for some reason they seem to really like him. It's a random one, really. Stanford out. Get Wenger back. It's mental that you mentioned that, because without a shadow of a doubt, I would still want Wenger if I was an Arsenal fan. He knew what he was doing, and apparently you were on a demise, and he had to go to get back into the Champions League. And since he's gone, you haven't been in the Champions League. You had to get rid of him to win stuff. Since he's gone, you've been out of the Champions League every year, and you've won one Mingley FA Cup. So very, very interesting that someone's mentioned that old Wenger. I think Kofu and JJ are still trying to big up their FA Cup last year, as if anyone cares. I'm sure that Arsenal, you've become, that's what I'm saying, you've become a little bit like Spurs Arsenal fans. You're ribbing them for you don't ever win anything, and then you're talking about FA Cups in the last 15 years. You're meant to be the biggest club in London. I think Tottenham are always admitting that you guys have done better than them, so I think it's quite embarrassing that you guys are still trying to harp on about FA Cups and abuse Tottenham at the same time. You've either got to accept that you're down there with Tottenham and you could just be grateful for your FA Cup, or you've got to set your sights a little bit higher if you're going to abuse them for winning nothing. Charlie's roofing service, very true. It wasn't too long ago Liverpool was in a similar position, if I remember rightly. You didn't qualify for Europa and a really good season the following season. Exactly right. We were in the same boat as you, mediocre players, a manager that wasn't completely galvanising the troops. I said this yesterday on the Newcastle watch along. If Newcastle got someone like Klopp who can galvanise the players. So what the story was with Liverpool is we still had the same players for 18 months. We just started to win, we started to believe. And then before the players got there, the fans got there, we thought we were going to do something. So you're exactly right, Charlie. It's hence why I said to you earlier on, I can't be too sad about Liverpool. I've been there. I remember just having one or two good players, a Liverpool, a Gerrard, a Torres, and then the rest would be mediocre, fighting for 5th and 6th, celebrating FA Cups. The difference is with us is in that sad time we still won Europa Leagues, Champions Leagues. So let's not forget that Liverpool haven't quite fallen to the grace that you guys are mentioning. Tottenham and Arsenal. Tottenham don't win anything, and Arsenal they're talking about FA Cups. At least Liverpool fans used to talk about Champions Leagues. So let's not underestimate that, and Europa Leagues. But yeah, we used to finish 8th, 7th. I used to hang on to average players being better than they were, and then Klopp came along and hey presto, we became a good side. And I'm not saying that won't happen under Arteta, but he's been there 18 months now. It's a season and a half, and I think it either happens or it doesn't with these managers. Look at Tuchel coming in; it seems to be happening. Happened with Klopp. So yeah, bring on the banter for Liverpool, because for once we're in a good position. And as I say, for the next 5 years, if we become Arsenal and Tottenham, we still won the league. I'm quite happy with that. Kofu's saying UCL, UEFA Champions League. I'm sure surprised it is. Silent Panda saying surprised that West Ham are in the top four, aren't we all? It was a little bit disappointing for them yesterday when they basically lost their chance to really sort of nail in that top four position. Obviously Chelsea have now got a game in hand, didn't play yesterday, only 1 point behind. Liverpool playing tomorrow. I believe we go level on points if we win. But yeah, massive. And it's big up to West Ham as well. It's nice to see another club going for it. And again, it shows you how bad Arsenal are doing this year, that they're in ninth and West Ham are in fourth. And we're a Tottenham sixth, so are Arsenal now the smallest Arsenal London club other than Palace and Fulham? That's madness, absolute madness. And as I say, as our Nightbot says, if you want to come on the show, you're more than welcome. Obviously, we only launched on Friday, but we're really looking forward to getting fans on from as early as next week. And then Stanford saying, don't diss Arsenal's Europa pedigree. They won the 69-70 Intercities Fans Cup, or Fairs Cup. Charlie roofing like that as well. Stanford, big up yourself, coming with the fire. Graham Wyatt like that as well. I'm not too sure many more Arsenal fans will, but yeah. And that's, as I say, I'm really, really honest. Liverpool were exactly the same. We were like it for like 15 years. But luckily, we won the Champions League, so I had something to hang on to, and we won the Europa League in that time. But as I say, FA Cups, Carling Cups, you need to get in the top four. Stanford coming with a fire. Oh, and roofing service was laughing with regards to Arteta, okay. The JJ Arsenal are definitely rebuilding. It's not happening yet, but we have 4 trophies in 6 years. When did Spurs last win anything? What trophies are they, JJ? Are you talking about FA Cups again? So in those 6 years, put your league positions as well, because it'd be very interesting. Because again, your FA Cup is clouded by the fact you finished 8th. I'm trying to think, did Liverpool ever finish 8th in that time? 7th, I think we might have gone down to. 8th's a very, very low way down. And Charlie roofing service, regardless of the manager, the whole club needs turning on its head. He is in the process of doing that, so let's see where it goes. And that's true. But I thought the last 3 managers are in the process of rebuilding as well. That's the problem. Is it rebuilding or does it just happen? That's my point. With Liverpool, how quickly did it take to rebuild? A year? Started becoming competitive straight away, so that's my point. I don't know. Is it necessarily going to happen next year? If Arsenal finish 9th and go out the Europa League, how much money are they even going to get next year? So this team that we're looking at, Ceballos is going to have to go back. Surely you're not going to do a 3rd year loan. That's just weird. I don't know who else you're bringing in with the money. They're just showing the Man United Fulham guys arriving in the stadium, saying waving to the virtual mascots. Obviously COVID's done some weird stuff this year, so they get to wave to their virtual mascots. How weird is that for a kid? You're the mascot and you still don't get to meet Pogba, but you get to say hello to him. But yeah, I think that's a good point by roofing service. Things take time, and you have cleared out a lot of dead wood. But then saying that, you've still got a lot of dead wood. Chambers, Holding, El Neni. That's just in today's starting lineup. So yeah, it could take a long time, and I hope it does. As I'm a Liverpool fan, I hope it does take a long time. I don't want Arsenal to be quite as sad as they have been recently. Same as it's good to see Man United back being 2nd in the league. Obviously, for guys that are old like us, we grew up with Arsenal and Man United being the teams to beat. So it seems quite weird that they're nowhere near the reckoning. But big up Man United, you're back in now, unfortunately. So I was waiting for someone to bring up the owners, and it didn't take Charlie Roofing Services long. The underlying issue at the owners is the Cronkies, the owners. Until we get more ambitious owners, we won't really get anywhere unless it's by chance. So that's true, but let's debate that, Charlie, because I've been watching a lot of AFTV, and when they say that, I agree with it. But then didn't you spend £70 million on Saka? Sorry, not Saka, Pepe. Who else have you spent money on? 30 million on Gabriel. Looking through your team. Yeah, so what did you buy last year? Gabriel, 30 million. So you bought a centre back. You brought a striker slash winger in Pepe for 70 million. Who else did you buy? I can't remember. But there's 110 million in 2 players. Last year, who did he buy the year before? Again, I can't remember, but I'm sure that there will be players he's brought. So I'm sure Lacazette was brought by the Cronkies and Aubameyang. I think you've got a £50 million goalkeeper. Is that how much you spent for Kepa? Oh no, it was Kepa, wasn't it? How much was Leno? I can't imagine him being cheap. So yeah, you're right. There's not been massive of investment, but I don't know. You've got a £70 million striker. You've got a £30 million defender. Who else did they buy? Let us know in the chats. Again, JJ, Defo, Charlie need owners that will back the team and spend money. But again, I just gave you 2 players that you spent 110 million. Put that into consideration. When have Tottenham ever done that? Obviously, with the Spurs Arsenal battle, you spent 110 million pounds on 2 players, and I think I'm missing another player. I think you brought in more players than that. Yeah, then you brought in Martin Odegaard again on loan. You brought Ceballos in on loan, so they're 2 Real Madrid players that we're paying the wages for. You brought in Willian at 200 odd grand a week. So I don't know how. Obviously, you should have bought maybe better players, maybe. But yeah, you've spent money. You spent more than Tottenham, that is for sure. And you spent more than Liverpool. Obviously, we bought Van Dijk for 80 million or whatever it was. Luckily for us, he just turned out to be good, and unluckily for you, Pepe's turned out to be a bit of a flop. Stanford this year seems to prove Liverpool seem to have the best fans, as they missed 12th man not being there. Plus West Ham have the worst fans, as they were all protesting before this and now higher than ever with no fans. I think that's a really, really good point, especially about West Ham. But I've been to West Ham, and when I used to work in football, I knew someone who worked there, and there was massive pressure on every home game within 10 minutes. They turn. And for Liverpool, the amount of games last year where maybe we shouldn't have won and we won 2-1, and the Kop were right behind us. But I think equally it probably works like that for a lot of teams. But I think that's a really good point, Stan. I think you picked the 2 teams that maybe the fans missing is definitely a dilemma. And I also think that Arteta would have been under a huge more amount of pressure than he was if you had fans in. Same as Mourinho. Some of his boring fest football, I'm not too sure that the Spurs Massive would have had that in their brand new stadium. So games kick back off. I will keep an eye out on any changes as they happen, but if I miss them, please let me know, and I'll do my best to update the team. And Charlie Rufin said, I'm pretty sure the Cronkies look at it from a business aspect and are one of the only owners to take money from a club, as it's a business to build their wealth. Absolutely correct. I've definitely been following that on AFTV. So as much as I'm saying they might have invested, they're certainly taking money out, and they certainly do look at it like a business. And I think that's the way they run their American. I can't remember what they've got, baseball and all sorts of American football teams. And I think you play second fiddle to those as well. I don't believe if you cut Stan Kroenke, he bleeds Arsenal. I think he bleeds some of his American franchises. But I think he spotted Arsenal are a massive UK club that can just generate money for years to come. And will always have a sale value, won't they? Even if Arsenal don't go on to win something for 10 years, they're still Arsenal Football Club. The second half goals conceded, quite interesting. 13 Arsenal have conceded in the second half. It's quite high. And then Grant saying, you're not seeing how Levi runs Spurs, Charlie, which is very true. That is definitely a business, which is why I alluded to the fact that Arsenal definitely spend more money than Tottenham. Grant Wyatt, let us know in the chats what's your buyers over the last few years. I don't think you've spent a huge amount of money. As I say, and someone let me know about Arsenal. I'd like to know who else because I can't remember. So Leno was 22 million, yeah. So you're up to 140 million in free players. So I think that goes against what you're saying, that they don't spend money, unfortunately. And that's madness. You brought him for 22 million, but you kept him over Martinelli. Over Martinez. Martinez has gone on to have a stormer. Bad challenge from Fulham here. Definitely going in the book. It's on Xhaka. Oh, he looks in pain as well, to be fair to him. Luckily, Xhaka's not shy in dishing these out himself. To be fair, he near enough did with the first one, but that was a nasty challenge. First one was a really good challenge by Xhaka. Gets up, he's gritty and determined into the next one with Anderson, and he beats Anderson to the ball, to be fair. But yeah, good to see you all in the comments, and it's good to see some bants happening. There's nothing like a bit of football banter. There's nothing like a bit of your team's rubbish, my team's great, you've brought rubbish, we've brought great. It's what football's all about. And luckily for me, Liverpool have done all right recently, but Arsenal and Tottenham, you're on the rough end of it at the moment. Which Tottenham, you've been on the rough end of it for a long time, but at least Arsenal, you had 10, 15 years of glory. But maybe that makes it worse. Maybe that makes it harder to take. I don't know. But yeah, back to Arsenal Fulham. 50 minutes gone. If you missed the first half, Arsenal had a goal disallowed for offside. We've all agreed that it was a toe now at least. So very, very unlucky. But by the new crazy rules that is VAR, probably definitely the right decision. Which has made Fulham have a bit of a lifeline coming into the second half. But Arsenal were the better side in the first half, and I'd expect that to continue as the game goes. Just quickly, obviously, just to recap, while we're watching Europa, excuse me, while we're watching Arsenal, they obviously beat Dynamo Zagreb 1-0 in the week. Oh, sorry. Looking at the wrong one. They beat Slavia 4-0 in the week to win 5-1 on aggregate. So they will be playing Villarreal in the semi-finals. And Ajax lost 3-2 to Roma. So Roma will be playing Manchester United in the other final. So we could end up with an Arsenal versus Man United Europa League final. Which, how good's that? Last year it was obviously Chelsea and Arsenal, two English sides, and then again 2 English sides potentially in the Europa League final. Shows you how well the English sides are doing now after a couple of years of the German and Spanish dominancy. And obviously Man City could still go on and be in the final of the Champions League. So good year for English clubs in Europe. Shame that Liverpool and a few of the others couldn't basically let the side down and go in as well. But we were well beaten by Real Madrid over both legs. But really interesting to see that. Hopefully that does happen. Hopefully Arsenal can beat Villarreal, and hopefully Man United can beat Roma. Man United have definitely got the harder tie with Roma, very, very good side. Where I think if Arsenal get it right, they'll turn Villarreal over. So I'm half expecting to see an all English final for the second year running. And obviously, if you're an Arsenal fan, you hope that's a second time lucky. You don't want to lose it 2 years in a row to. But there's some subs getting ready to come on. Both sides are warming up. Yeah, Charlie Roofing Service making a really good point. You have got to respect Levi. He is very good with the money. Doesn't get beat up by agents. No one's overpaid unless he decides they're going to be overpaid. Even the Amazon Prime thing they did, it was quite cool, really. gave an insight. There's a lot of clubs that could learn a lot from that, giving a bit of insight to us paying fans, so we haven't got to create channels like this and try and get involved in ourselves. I think the Premier League clubs could learn a lot. So yeah, I think you're right. Levi's tight, but he'll still do a bit of business as long as he can recoup the money. But he's sitting on a potentially £100 million player in Kane. That'd be interesting what happens with that. Because Kane doesn't want to become Gerrard, which was what happened at Liverpool, where you become loved by Liverpool fans, but you end your career with a couple of trophies. Where really, if he went to another club, the amount of goal Kane scores, and obviously everyone's bigging up Haaland. I believe Kane's better than Haaland. Maybe Haaland will be better him in the future, but Kane's an unbelievable player. Arsenal beginning to pick the ball up now. Lacazette getting on the ball, which is nice to see. He's been playing. He's in a rich vein of form. Out to Al Neni, or out to Bellerin, out to Saka. Saka with some silky skills, beats his man with ease. Oh, and he hits the post from a cross/shot. That would have been a random goal. Grant's right saying it's not his money, it's Joe Lewis has plenty, that's true. But yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? These chairmans spend money. But as I say, you don't know what goes on the sides. I can only see what I see, and what I see is Tottenham don't really spend mass amounts on massive players. They tend to go for the cheaper ones they can resell on, where Arsenal have put their money where their mouth is on a couple of these signings. And the Pepe one, I remember when Liverpool were in for him, I was hoping we were going to get him. I thought he was worth 70 million from what we were reading. Ryan White's what's 150 million? I've missed that. Something's 150 million. I hope that's Klopp's transfer fee when he eventually leaves Liverpool, because unfortunately he is going to leave Liverpool, and we could potentially, for all the banter I'm having with you guys, we'll be back there in a couple of years. Fulham breaking through. This is lovely football. One more pass and they're through. Terrible pass. That's a penalty. That is a penalty. How does he not give that? Oh, he's give it. Penalty to Fulham. Penalty to Fulham. Unbelievable penalty. Although Scott Parker's going crazy. Is he booking the other way? Obviously, I've got no volume, guys. Is he booking that player? Fulham? I don't know what's happening here. Let me know in the chats, guys, what's happening. Oh, Harry Kane worth 150 million. Yeah, probably definitely, Grant. Let me look at this. I think that is a penalty. Penalty. He does try pulling it back, but he's already put his leg in. Touched his foot. That's a penalty. This should be a penalty to Fulham, and Fulham could be 1-0 up here. Yeah, he's stood on his foot. Definitely a penalty. What we saying in the comments? Pen all day. Yeah, JT saying a pen all day long. It is. And this is that £30 million player that Arsenal did buy, who's just done this as well. So it shows you that money has been spent, but has it been spent on the right players? Because that's sloppy. You should never dive back in. You know you've miscontrolled it. Just let the player have it. They're checking for offside here, so actually I think Arsenal are going to get away with this one. Oh, wow. That's either a knee hair or a shoulder hair. That's madness. I think they're going to give this as offside. Anyone watching what I'm watching now with these Lions, you don't even know what you're seeing, do you? I swear they just make it up. Silent Panda's scared, so I think he thinks that this is a penalty. Penalty's been given. Right decision. Bit unlucky because he did try pulling out, but that unfortunately is a right decision. Would have been interesting to have Rams on to see what his thoughts were on that. It's very similar to the first goal. It was paper thin margins. Who's this stepping up? Is it Madger or is it Lookman? I can't see. Scott Parker's on his knees. By the away side. Are Arsenal slowly going to be, what's that, the 5th best side in London now? What's going on? Stepping up. Oh, good penalty, 1-0. I thought he'd missed that. 1-0 Fulham. I think that is Madger. I've only seen him play a couple of times. I need to see him in more detail, but I think that is Madger, goal scorer. Yeah, it is. 1-0 Fulham. They've gone across London and to the big boys and they're 1-0 up. Good penalty, top corner. GT saying VAR's a joke. Yeah, and it's mental because both goals were, you could give them either way. So, 3rd goal for Fulham all the way from home this season for Josh Madger. And Arsenal, I said they haven't won back-to-back since December. That looks like it's going to continue. JT saying go on the Fulham. Silent Panda is obviously a little bit disappointed. Dang it. Goal time is 58 minutes 47 seconds. So Arsenal now have half an hour, which is great practice. You've got the Europa League coming up. You could go goal down behind in that. Let's see what you're made of. So let's see. It's all gone a bit silent in the chat from some of these Arsenal fans that were bigging it up a minute ago. It's all gone a bit silent. Very disappointing. Al Gassi running the show now in the centre of midfield. He's been a thorn all day in the Arsenal side. Fulham now on the attack again. Good tackle by Bellerin. Well played, Tobias and Smith Rowe. Tobias is, 1 minute is rolling around. Wow, that is horrendous. Tobias, you've literally just jumped on the floor, won a foul, got a booking, pretended you was injured, and then jumped up and run off. Yeah, has it all gone quiet over here, Charlie? All right. I don't blame you. JJ's disappeared as well. We've all gone a bit quiet. We're saying about Arsenal finishing 9th. This could end up getting even worse at this rate for Arsenal if they don't start pulling something out of the bag. And then where do you stand on Arteta? Finish 9th or 10th and go out of the Europa League? Surely you don't want another season of that. And again, how many clear-cut chances have Arsenal had in this game? I actually can't think of any. The first 2 for Martinelli, actually. But that was, again, first 15 minutes of the first half. Tubbs is saying, oh wow, players today play acting. So yeah, that was massive play acting. And to be fair, they've both been aimed at the Arsenal boys as well, which is not good. The first one was at Saka, and the second one aimed at Tobias. Arsenal on the attack. Let's see if Arsenal can bring a bit of fight to this now. Be interesting to know what the commentators are saying. They're losing all the battles now. Arsenal, Ruben Reid on the attack. Oh, if he was a little bit faster, that was through then. Good clearing up play by Gabriel. Matt Ryan's played okay though, from what I've seen of him. I've not watched him play enough. He looks okay at passing it out of the back. Into the last 30 minutes now. As I say, if you're just joining us, Arsenal had a goal chalked off in the first half. Danny Ceballos header from a lovely Bellerin at the back post, but it was offside. And Fulham had a penalty. Some would call it dubious. And they're leading 1-0 at the Emirates. Saka now bursting through and Smith Rowe. Very interesting free kick on the edge of the box. Charlie's roofing service saying hopefully we'll wake up a bit now. I think that's definitely what needs to happen, mate. But this could be it. This could be the chance that you need. Edge of the box. But I would be telling El Nani to disappear straight away. luckily I think he's worked out that this is for him. And I'd be getting rid of Gabriel as well. What is going on in football? Get rid of your defenders. Where's the people who can play football? Where's the bias? Where's Lacazette? Where's the ballers? Where's your Saka and Smith Rowe? Surely they can take free kicks. Stanford's full of it today, coming with a fire. Arsenal on track to finish top in the top 4, but of the bottom half of the Prem. That is actually hilarious. Stanford's bringing the fire. Yeah, and has a top team ever finished that low? Let's be really honest. We're saying that this has happened before. I know Liverpool's not. I don't think Chelsea ever have. I don't think Man United ever have. Oh, unlucky. Lacazette hits the wall, doesn't get it over the top. So is this going to be the biggest fall from grace for a big club? I think it will be, won't it? They don't finish it a bit higher than they are. I don't remember anyone of the top 4 I'm talking about. Well won back by Saka. Can he beat his man? All the way back to El Nene. Control by Saka. Out to Martinelli. Good ball. Good 1-2. I'm a bit unlucky there. So now you would expect to see a lot of sustained pressure now coming from Arsenal. They really need to do it. As I say, it'd be really interesting to find Ram's views on this, because it's not been all that, has it? And this is against the Fulham side, losing their last 3 or 4 games, sitting at the bottom of the league. Lovely flick, 1-2. Lacazette should have passed that a bit earlier. It's a lovely flick by Smith Rowe. They're still on the attack, Ceballos. Tackle by El Gassi. He's coming out with it. Keeps the ball. He doesn't. He loses that time. El Nene's battered him that time. Poor ball by El Nene. That just sums up Arsenal there. Then won the ball back. Lost it within the same movement. Now it's back with Gabriel and Bellerin. So not long now, guys. Only 25 minutes left. If you're a Fulham fan, to hang on. If you're an Arsenal fan and they all seem to have gone a bit quiet, then this has not been a good day at the office for you guys. And I'd like to know what you make of it. You know what I mean? You beat Slavia Prague, whatever it was, 4-0. Even that, the first leg was a 1-0, 1-0, I think it was, wasn't it? 1-0. So in your last 3 games, you've drawn, lost and won. It's just be interesting to see your views on that. Great cross, great header. Bellerin just wide. Don't expect Bellerin to be known for his headers, but it was a good cross by Martinelli from the left. Bellerin completely unmarked. Fulham defenders can't be doing that. That's why you're at the bottom of the league, I think. Saka could have belted one from there, totally agree. He can hit them from long as well. Thank you is gassed out for midweek. Possibly, yeah, possibly. Yeah, again, that's the other thing with Europa, isn't it? It's that short turnaround time, Thursday to Sundays. No English team has really been that great at it. So it's not just something that's to Arsenal. Bellerin coming off for Partey and Pepe for El Nene. So Arsenal throwing everything they've got here, and rightly so. I'm a bit surprised they've not done it before now. Lacazette, good ball through to Martinelli, great pace. Lovely turn, drops him on his butt. Then chose the wrong decision, I'm afraid. A little bit disappointing. So we took off Bellerin for Partey, so I take it they're going 3 at the back. So he's obviously going for it. Team around. So it looks like it's just Holding, Chambers and Gabriel at the back. And then just in front of them, I suspect will be El Neni and Partey. And then obviously in front of them, the other boys. So I think Lacazette's coming off as well. I'm struggling to make the changes. Come off. And then Nketiah has come on. Nice to see a young English player coming on for Arsenal. Let's hope he can get the get involved and get the winner for him. Nice for him if he can. I'm just making all these changes as Arteta's gone for it. And Nketiah. Again, Nketiah is someone who's not really lived up to the hype either, is he? Which is a bit disappointing. I know when he was at Leeds, there was big hopes for him coming into the side and disrupting your attackers, but that's not happened. So I've changed the team now. 3 at the back, and then I think they're holding with Ceballos and Partey and the rest up front as they try and get their victory. But with 20 minutes left, good ball. Martinelli takes it around the goalkeeper, but too far wide. Lovely chip to the back post. Oh, that is very unlucky from Arsenal. I don't quite know how that stayed out. Arsenal fans, you should have potentially had a goal there. I think that was Pepe involved in his first involvement as well. Tobias. Sorry, Martinelli back post, and it was Pepe. Header, great save by the keeper. Very unlucky from Pepe there. Good to see him involved as soon as he comes on. So 19 minutes left. Can Arsenal, well, do what they haven't done for a while, to be fair, and make a clear-cut chance other than that Pepe one that we've just had? Let's see. Let's hope there's a chance of more things to come. Silent Panda saying the offside was BS. Dan Ford saying, has Rams moved? Where is he? Yeah, I thought Rams might have come on and seen this, but maybe he knew the inevitable. Maybe he didn't have faith that this was going to be a good game to watch. But yeah, I assume he's watching this game somewhere at home, I assume. He thought he'd have come on and joined the allfanstv massive. But it's gave me a good chance to abuse Arsenal, so I've enjoyed it. I will definitely be here, guys, for every Liverpool fan, every Liverpool watch along. No chance I'm missing any of those, and I'll be here every day for all the watch alongs, guys. All Fans TV, like and subscribe. Here for all your watch alongs. Every sport's going to be covered. So yeah, people wondering where Rams is in the chat. Charlie's saying, I can't believe that didn't go in. I thought it was in, to be honest. Yeah, I was just about to say another header from Arsenal, but didn't go in. And then Grant Wyatt's coming with the heat. 72 million, and he didn't even score from inside the 6-yard box. I bet Kroenke wants his money back. Yeah, 72 million, that's a lot. That's football now, isn't it? Everyone's going to be... Arsenal now coming forward a bit more on the regular. Arsenal fans are a little bit quiet. It'd be interesting to see what's happening on AFTV now. I don't think they'll be very happy with this. I bet I don't know. They're blaming the usual suspects: El Neni, Bellerin. But I think I've just seen the guy that's to blame, and that's your manager walking on the screen. Because you can't take the credit for winning an FA Cup and then not take the discredit for finishing 9th. Fulham now on the counter. Saka's had a wild kick at it. Building up to the last 17 minutes. I'm sure there'll only be a couple of minutes extra time. There hasn't been too much going on. Silent Pandas just wants the one goal. He's not greedy, but he wants a goal. You definitely don't want to be losing to Fulham, do you, at home? That is for sure. It's actually a great save by the keeper's feet, to be fair to Pepe. It's actually a great save. And I bigged Aureola up earlier on saying what a good goalkeeper he is. As I say, if you're new around here, like and subscribe. Catch us for all the watch-alongs. And then during the week, if you like Fantasy Football League, join us on Tuesday night. We will be starting our own league and seeing how we get on and what bants we can have. And do we really know anything about what we think we know about, which is football. Parker looking very proud of himself with some cool, sort of weird, I don't know, gentlemen's. All those. Not hoodies, are they? What are they? Cardigans, that's what it is. Cardigan. Pick up yourself, Parker. Cleared by Arsenal. It's all getting a bit desperate now. That is for sure. They're not knocking the ball around that crisply. So if they're going to get a chance, I think it's going to come out of nothing rather than a sustained attack here. Pepe still getting some abuse. I think this is very damning on Arsenal's season this today. I think if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be fuming because you'd 1 minute get me excited that we're going to start to build something, Europa League. If you're watching this, you don't hold much hope of beating Emery and Villarreal. So it's very disappointing. Fulham making a change. Is that Loftus-Cheek? I forgot he played for them. Good player. Is it him? Been well off the mark there. Someone let me know. Thank you, saying it's very Arsenal-like. Took the words right out of my mind. Exactly what it is. Yeah, Loftus-Cheek is coming on for Madja, so I'll make that change. Obviously, Loftus-Cheek is a midfielder, so they are now closing up shop. That is for sure, and I don't blame them. Very good result for them. So they're just shoving an extra body in midfield, and they're going to try and get this wrapped up, I believe. And what's mad is there's 15 minutes to go, and I have every faith that they probably are going to wrap this up. Which is mad. Arsenal are at home. There you go. So I've made the changes. I feel like they're probably going to go 4-4-2 now. Try and close up shop. I would have thought maybe even Carvalho or Lookman might even look to join a 5 in midfield now. So, but what that should mean is they might better pin Arsenal might better pin Fulham back a bit more. As I say, that Fulham's going to have got a free kick. They're putting it in the box. Good cross. Matt Ryan's out for it and gets it well. Quick hands. Can we do a counter? No, a little bit too slow for that counter, unfortunately. Saka on the right hand side. Over the top ball, great ball to Pepe. Very unlucky. Good touch by Nketiah the first time as he was bouncing and the keeper was out rushing. He tried putting it over his head, but he done quite well to bring it down. Very good ball from Saka. Yeah, a bit unlucky actually. I think that's Nketiah's first involvement as well. Fulham players milking it with a bit bit of cramp, I don't blame them. It's a good result for them. Thank you. Are we doing a United game? We're not. We're going to be making some upgrades to the channel this afternoon, so we won't be back on until tomorrow night for the Liverpool versus Leeds. But going forward, every game will be here. We've just got some few teething problems we just need to resolve this afternoon. So for the week, we're here for you guys, and we can correct some of the mistakes we've had over this weekend. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, we're normal people, not paid journalists. I've just been watching a lot of YouTube, and I really wanted to create a channel that was a bit more inclusive and somewhere that people can come on. Fulham are into Arsenal's box. So yeah, if you want to come on, thank you, come in and join us. You're more than welcome. Send an email in and we'll get you in. You only need Zoom. That's it, and we'll get you in. And we'll get you you heard. Fulham now up to 18th, 4 points off the 17th place. So really, really good for Fulham. Grant Wyatt wants to know if we can message Rams and tell him we have a power cut and want to know the score. Yeah, I'm sure he was in the chat earlier on, so he's disappeared, funny enough, now they're losing. I swear I could hear a lot of Arsenal fans in there, so he might have been in there. He might come back, you never know. Thank you, can tell you're a Liverpool fan. Ha ha, cancel United. Yeah, I won't lie, it was good timing. And to be honest, out of all the games, it's got the least connotations. They're second. What's the worst that's going to happen to Man United? They're going to finish fourth. Burnley are going to finish where they finish. Where this game, you would have thought Arsenal would have showed a little bit more fight and spunk, because there's something to fight for. Where Fulham are the guys doing that now, which is a little bit worrying if you're an Arsenal fan. You're getting outfought, which is, you can get outplayed, can't you, in football now and again, that happens. But to get outfought is a damning verdict, especially at home. But can they turn it round? Saka, corner on the right hand side. It's their third corner in quick succession. The cross, a bit too close to Oriola, and he clears with a double punch out for a throw on. I think he's injured himself, or he's going to try and milk it, one of the two. Arsenal fan players are complaining because he is milking that, I won't lie. But yeah, 9 minutes to go and counting. Oriola's taking off his boots. He's really milking it now. Needs to change something, does he? Change his soles or something? So yeah, if you're just joining us, Arsenal goal disallowed in the first half. Very unlucky, and some would say a little bit dubious. It was a great lofted ball to the back post by Bellerin. Really good header to going back the other way, past the goalkeeper from Ceballos, but unfortunately it was ruled for offside, and it really was a toenail. Well, not even a toenail, half a toenail offside compared to the VAR lines. And then that got chalked off. Second half, Fulham get what I believe was a penalty, but again, very close. They're showing it again now. Gabriel cuts it out, then dives in. So it is a bad mistake by the defender. He shouldn't have dived in, and he does touch his toes. So, but if that was happening against Liverpool, I'd be a little bit upset. And Madja puts that in the top left-hand corner. So yeah, Silent Panda's just saying, hope we can have some nice play and score. And yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the nice play, because that's the thing. It's not just the goals, isn't it? It's not like you've hit the bar, hit the post. Goalkeeper's made some mad saves. It's been nothing really like that at all. As I say, Martinelli had a couple of chances in the first 10 minutes. Since then, it's been a little bit weak, really, from Arsenal. And I say that because I really wanted Arsenal to do well today. I've been watching a lot of YouTube, a lot of AFTV and their personalities they have on there. And I really want Arsenal to have something to play for the end of the season. But it looks like with 7 or 8 games left, it is all over. And it's going to get to a stage where maybe the highest they can finish is 7th or 8th, and that's not good. So let us know in the comments. Is this how bad of a result is this for Arsenal? Is this a result where it is what it is? It's a blip and you move on to the Europa, or is this where you start to take notice that it's another loss under Arteta and maybe it's time to go? I don't know. And as a famous Arsenal YouTuber once said, Claude, rest in peace. Really liked watching you on there. And as he would say, is it time to go? I think it might be. And I'm saying that, and I'm not an Arsenal fan, so maybe you know something I don't. Let us know. Saka with a good through ball. Bad touch by Nketiah off for a goal kick. Nketiah needs to be doing a lot better than that when he comes on to get the Arsenal faithful believing in him and to ever dislodge an Aubameyang or Lacazette. That's a really good ball by Saka, and you can see how frustrated he is that he hasn't took that into his stride. And if he had took it into his stride, potentially it would have been an easy shot. We'll also be live on Tuesday night for Chelsea Brighton. We'll be doing that shortly after we do our Fantasy Football League. And we'll also be live on Wednesday after our fight camp for Tottenham versus Southampton. Oh, actually, that one's early, so I'm not sure which one we'll do. We'll either do the Tottenham Southampton or we'll do the Aston Villa Man City at 8, depending on how we get on. We've also got to try and fit in our fight camp. For those who like fighting, Fight Camp's Wednesday show is a big review on boxing and UFC, so make sure you join us for that. Especially after this weekend reviewing it, watching the Askren knockout should be quite fun. And as I say, for those who watched Triller last night, sad enough to pay the money like I did, or hopefully I was able to save you the £24 and you just listened to us instead, because it was quite a random event with Justin Bieber and Snoop Dogg and slapping competitions. And yeah, 5 minutes of boxing at the end. So big moment here, 85th minute gone. Arsenal have a free kick 35 yards out to the left hand side. Needs to be whipped in by Ceballos. It is. Good cross, to be fair. Cleared by Fulham. Double cleared by Fulham. Very, very disappointing. If you ever watched the Pele movie, I feel like them when Brazil keep on losing the World Cup. Yeah, I want to watch that actually. There's a load of good films that are on sports personalities I've not seen. There was that Michael Jordan one everyone was talking about that I never watched, that people said was really, really good. Fulham London derby record, 22 games and 0 wins since 2014, and Arsenal are about to give them, well, the win that they win. So again, makes you really think about Arteta, doesn't it? That Fulham haven't been able to beat a London derby team in 23 games, but yeah, they've come to the Emirates and done it with a little bit of ease, really. It's not been that hard. Smith Rowe and Saka beginning to show their frustrations to the referee. Arteta looking like he's not really too sure what to do here. But again, potentially his job's hanging on the line. There's 4 minutes to go and he's staring into the air. Batter someone, take someone off, do something. And then Grant Wyatt said, "Silent Panda, please don't compare Arsenal to Brazil." So yeah, I'm sure he was just saying that's what he feels like. If anyone's comparing Arsenal to Brazil, it would be a big issue. Fulham back in the box. Oh, near enough last chance to Fulham. They're trying to hound Arsenal and keep them in the box, and they've done just that. Arsenal win themselves a foul off Smith Rowe. Saka takes it quickly. And now down to 4 minutes plus extra time. So the last dance was class, 100% in get involved, Stan, yeah? I'll have to check that out. I don't know, with Stan's fire, I don't know if he's winding me up, so I don't know if... Oh, Saka's near enough, just put that in the top corner from 30 yards, bends it round. Be interesting to see how close that was, but that was only about a foot wide. He cuts in, beats his man, opens his body up. Oh, that is inches, very, very unlucky. But Grant Wyatt is saying last dance is awesome. His last dance, what is that? Is that the Michael Jordan one, yeah? Because obviously with Stan Ford with his bants, I don't know if he's trying to catch me out, so I don't want to go, yeah, it sounds good, and it be some like, I don't know, chick flick or something. But yeah, I think that was the Michael Jordan one, wasn't it? I'm sure that's the one I wanted to watch. Few minutes left. I think there's more Tottenham fans left in than Arsenal fans. I think, and that's a damning fact. Come on, guys, you got to at least stick with your team, good or bad. And to be fair, you have been pretty bad. Dan Dublin saying inches away. Arsenal have had another loss. Someone tell me in the comments, how much is this? Let me have a look myself. Let's have a look at this league. How many games have Arsenal lost here? Have a quick look at this league now. So I don't know if this is up to date yet, but you've lost 13 games, Arsenal, which is more than Wolverhampton Wanderers, Palace, Southampton, and that's win. You've won, apologies, I thought I was mad. You've lost 13 games. You've lost as many games as you've won, Arsenal. Last throw of the dice, throws it in, wins it in the air. Xhaka with a volley, rebounds, falls. Oh, I thought that was going to fall to Martinelli. Comes to Ceballos, he puts the ball back post. That looks like it's a corner ball to me. Gabriel thinks it's a corner as well. It is a corner. Corner ball to Arsenal. So yeah, just on that, Arsenal played 32 games, won 13 and lost 13. Yeah, that's crazy. And if that's not up to date, I don't think it is, that means that this will be your 14th loss, which means you've now lost more games than you've won. Are they checking for a penalty here? That can't be a penalty. I think they was checking for something, but it's been waved off. Arsenal fans thought they were going to get a reprieve. Pepe to whip it in, good cross. Hand on it from Areola, drops to Saka. Going to put that in, loses the ball. Very disappointing in the last few minutes. El Gassi. Fulham now just need to not be silly and clear this ball, which they have. And Arsenal restart. Charlie's the only Arsenal fan still here. He's still there. He's just quiet. But I feel your pain, Charlie, mate. This is difficult to watch for a non-Arsenal fan of how bad you've become. But for an Arsenal fan, I can only imagine. But you turn it around. It's doable. Smith Rowe heads it back across. Very unlucky. You've still got the basis of a good side, Charlie, haven't you? You only need a couple of good extra players, get the belief going. But as I say, it's more your style of play that I'm struggling to see what that style of play is. And that's down to the manager. But you've had 11 second half attempts, as you'd imagine. But out of those 11, you've only had 2 on target. Fulham have had 1 chance and 1 on target. Silent Panda's still in the building. Still praying, and he's put in the please, please, please. We've got 7 minutes of extra time, so 5 minutes to play, so there's still that time to create that magic moment. But is a draw really enough? Probably not. Loftus-Cheek's in the box, holding the ball up for Fulham, loses it. Saka wins it back. Good break. Martinelli's got some space to run into. Saka's overlapping. He's cut inside. Needs to find a pass now. Okay, it's gone to the other side. Now we need to get the cross in. It's gone to Pepe. Get this cross in. Here it comes. Great cross. Corner ball. Much better from Arsenal. Much more quicker. And yeah, I totally agree with you, Charlie. Roofing service. All eggs are in the Europa League basket. A club like Arsenal shouldn't be in that position. Exactly, yeah. And not just that, your eggs are in that basket, but I'm not too sure you're going to win it. So it could end very, very quickly. Areola, terrible cross. Areola's caught that. He's going to take his time clearing it out. But as I say, Charlie, it's not all sad for Arsenal. You've had plenty of years of being that team we all admired. obviously with Wenger and tic-tac football, and you know what I mean, look at that goal you scored only a few years ago. I remember it, where the Wilshere was involved. It won goal of the year, and there was all those back heels and all that around the 18-yard box, and Wilshere ended up chipping it in. So you've had plenty of the good times, but I've got a feeling bad times are coming unless you sort something out quickly, and I think that's the only thing you can do is your manager. Kroenkes are not going anywhere. I think you need a manager, and is he getting the best out of these players? Not really, because you've still got some good players. Pepe out on the right, looked quite promising since he's come on. Maybe should have come on a bit earlier. Partey to Xhaka. Xhaka with a very clever ball to Saka. Cuts it back. And Nketiah blocked corner ball. Very, very good ball by Saka, I believe that was. No, not Saka, Xhaka, to Saka. Not known for them defence splitting passes, but that was a very, very good pass, perfectly weighted. Ceballos to cross it in, headed clear. We're now into the last 3 minutes of extra time. Can they hold on? It's 2:23 in the morning for Silent Panda. So Silent Panda, you a massive thank you from All Fans TV. We've only been going a couple of days. We're very nervous. We're learning the ropes. And the fact that you're on here and it's 2:23 in the morning, I wish Arsenal could do you a better turn, to be honest, and reward you for your loyal fans. I felt the same way last night, staying up till 5 in the morning to watch UFC, only for everyone to bear hug each other all night. So I feel your pain. Fast FM's give up, taking the dog out. And yeah, totally agree with you again, Charlie. You know your stuff. Arsenal, Man United did make the Prem what it is today, and it is a shame to see Arsenal struggling, and Man United seem to be doing okay. Yeah. It was at one time you were both really struggling. Where now, I think Man United are going to cause problems next year. Well, they already have this year, haven't they? But some people say Liverpool will be better next year and all that. One last cross from Saka. Great cross, cleared again. I think that's another corner ball. Matt Ryan's in the box. Good to see that from a goalkeeper. Like that. I know they're not playing for anything, but yeah, and big up Charlie. Yeah, Silent Panda, tell all your friends in New Zealand. You can become our New Zealand affiliate. Matt Ryan actually wins the header. Oh, it's in! Oh, go on, Arsenal! Down to Matt Ryan, that is. And Nketiah on the end of it. I love that. What did I say? Big up Matt Ryan for going forward. Love that. The goalkeeper actually wins the header. Scott Parker's foaming at the mouth, literally. Oh, they were minutes away from winning, and Matt Ryan's won their header. I think it's gone to the back post. They have to show it again. Here it is. So corner. Matt Ryan went and got the ball. Then he wins it in the air. Comes over to, I think that's Ceballos. That's offside. Is he interfering with play? Holding. That's very interesting. So first of all, Matt Ryan wins the header. Nothing wrong with that. Comes out to, I think it's Martinelli or Ceballos. And then it's tapped in by, Holding is offside here. But is he interfering with play? I don't think he is he? Charlie saying yes. Silent Panda will be with us tomorrow. He's got to play some football at 10 in the morning. Good luck to you, Silent Panda. Hope you play well, mate. VAR's double checking this for possible offside. Arteta shaking his head. Been funny you're clutching at straws, Arteta. I'd be worrying about more than this result, mate. As that took a nick. I don't really know what they're checking here, because if it's holding offside, then he's definitely offside. But Nketiah, who come and put the ball in, he definitely wasn't. What's the faults? Is this going to be done? So now interfering massively from Stamford. And Silent Panda doesn't normally stay up for anything. Silent Panda saying 1-1, let's go. So I take it he's given me the heads up that we needed. It's counted. Let me amend that score for all you Arsenal massive. There it is, 1-0. Scott Parker does not look happy. Arteta's now looking like he's remembered he's a manager of a football club and he can make an influence. He's now going to take credit for that, is he? He should have made changes well before. Arsenal have got away with one here. And Fulham are a little bit unlucky, to say the least. Arsenal now fancying their chances to try and get a second one before the end of finish time. But that is it, all over. Arsenal won, Fulham won. Good game. But maybe if you're a Fulham fan, you're feeling a little bit sorry for yourself. Silent Pandas, yes. He's happy. Charlie Roofing Service is quite happy. And obviously sod VAR because you didn't get any help from them. So all in all, Arsenal fans are now quite relieved. But all I would say on that, guys, is you're getting relieved of coming back last minute against Fulham at home. It's time for Arsenal to make some changes, I believe. I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I can say this without any repercussions. Arteta's not doing a good job. You are failing as a club. That was painful to watch. And then what choices have you got? You can either change all your players, which is impossible to do. Change your owners, not going to happen. Or you need to get a manager in that can get better results from these set of players, but also get a bit of belief from the fan base. Because even the Arsenal fans we've had in here today aren't majorly believing something's going to happen. So that's it on Arsenal. On Fulham, big up yourselves. You're probably going to go back down to the Championship, but you're doing it with a bit of class. You're always difficult to beat, and you maybe was very unlucky today. So just look at the league. That leaves Arsenal in 18th now. Fulham in 18th, not 17th. So they're 6 points off safety. So they're probably not going to do it now. Burnley got 2 games in hand, so probably never going to happen. But this has definitely put the nail in the coffin. And then we'll wait to get to the top half. And Arsenal are 9th, but have played a game extra than Leeds and Everton. So if Leeds and Everton win their game in hands, they're going to be back down to 10th. And if Liverpool, Tottenham and Chelsea win above them, then they're going to really start to extend that lead. So all in all, a pretty poor day for Arsenal and a pretty poor day for Fulham. Obviously, we have Man United kicking off later on at 4. So good luck to those. I hope that's a good game. Massive thank you to everyone who's joined us over the weekend. Really, really is appreciated. As I say, allfanstv launched on Friday, so we've done the launch show. We've done a few watch-alongs for football, a few watch-alongs for the fighting. It's been an absolute pleasure. Really, really enjoyed it. This is a dream that I had some time ago to bring this to life, and to see it on the screen and you guys getting involved is a really proud moment. And obviously I'm not naive enough to think that I'm the most entertaining guy, as I learn the ropes especially, so I really, really appreciate it. Obviously Rams will be joining us a couple of days a week, so I won't just be the only person on here, but I will be the main guy that you get to hear, so I really appreciate you sticking with us. Join me and myself on tomorrow night as I do Leeds versus Liverpool, and then join me and myself and Rams as we do the Tuesday night watch along, but also start our midweek shows. That's about it, guys. Let me just big up the guys in the chat. So Charlie Roofing Service, big up yourself, mate. Really good that you could join us, and shame Arsenal couldn't get a win for you, but it's been a pleasure to have you in there, mate. Much appreciated. Our international superstar, let's have a round of applause for Silent Panda. I'm sure maybe someone else has watched us outside of England, maybe, I don't know, but you're definitely the first person in the chat, so big up yourself and enjoy your game of football tomorrow, and I hope that you enjoy yourself. And obviously tell your friends in New Zealand they're more than welcome on All Fans TV. If there's something you want us to show from New Zealand, we will do. I like rugby, love the All Blacks, so that will be something we'll definitely have on. Grant Wyatt, big time, big up yourself. I'm sure you enjoyed that, apart from the ending being a Tottenham fan. Who else have I got in here to make sure I don't miss? Obviously Stanford, how can we miss you? You've come with the fire and the jokes. You've enjoyed ripping Arsenal, and I've enjoyed you ripping Arsenal for me. So big up yourself, Stanford. Obviously, Lukey, Class FM. Big up yourself. He's walking the dog at the moment, but big up yourself. He was also on all late last night, as was Grant Wyatt. Thank you. In good bit of banter between me and you, and I think you spotted I cancelled United on purpose and pretended it was a technical issue, so you called me out on that one. And I'm obviously going to be bringing the heat. You've probably noticed that with Liverpool. I'm biased, but to be honest, kiss my arse. You're all biased with your own teams. And if I'm not going to be biased with Liverpool, who is? And to be honest, I've got some good points. We've won the Champions League. We've got some medals. So bring the heat and the fire. Not a problem at all. As long as Liverpool don't go back to being crap, then obviously I'll stop talking about them. Yeah, so big up, thank you, Silent Panda, Grant Wyatt, Charlie's Platform, JJ, Dan Dublin, everyone that's been in here, JT. Really appreciate all you guys in the chat. If I've missed someone, I apologise, but I've really enjoyed having you in the chat. It's been a pleasure you joining us, and I hope that you can join us tomorrow night as we have the Liverpool versus Leeds, which I'm really hoping will be much more entertaining than that game. You can always count on Bielsa's teams, and Liverpool are struggling to stop conceding goals, so there should be plenty of goals in it for everyone. That's it for today. I thank you all for joining us. If you get a chance, check out our sponsors in the link below, in the video link. So they are Work and Wear Direct, Deadman Grey, and New Line Essex. Without you guys, this would still just be a dream on a bit of paper. So I can't thank you enough. Just make sure I've not missed any more last chats before I say go. Grant White saying it's true. I once had Leeds shorts. I did. Leeds are my secret second fan. That was the Tony Yeboah days for everyone who's a bit older. Do you remember Yeboah barring in? Couldn't help but, and that was when I used to play football. So I would make sure that I went over to the local park and tried replicating those goals to small success. So that's it for today, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks very much for joining us. Obviously, I've stopped the clock. We're not into the 60th minute if you've just joined us. The game is over. Arsenal did draw 1-1. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Big thank you from everyone from allfanstv. And when I first thought of this idea, I wanted to say this, and I enjoy it every time. So I'm John, and I'm gone.